Now, people should check in and say whether they're watching the Treehouse al fresco or not, because I think that just needs to be a new trend. People move the speakers out on the deck. They bring the whatever they're watching it on out on the deck. That way they can sit and bask in the evening sun and know that they're watching a guy who would avoid that like the plague. But he's still an okay guy. I think, in some respects, he's still an okay guy. Yeah. And look, he remembers that it's Tuesday, 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 the day that time forgot. Remember? You see how we've rearranged all the new things we've got here? No? Well, there's only a couple of new things. I wanted to show you this. You may have seen this earlier in the week, but that was one of the prettiest thank you cards I have ever received in my life, and it came from Kathy Brewer and Loris O'Toole, and I thank them very much for that. I actually used it in my little short film this last week. What else is new around here? We got all kinds of stuff here. Have I shown you guys this yet? This nondescript piece of concrete, I believe, is a part of my dad's old bulkhead. Picked it up off the beach in front of our old place on Fox Island when I was out there. Ooh. Yep. Got a piece for me. I forgot to bring Tim his piece. I forgot to bring my sister her piece. Anyway, what else we got? We got this lovely item right here, which was given to me by Scott Higgins' mom. Stadium High School with the stadium blue and gold around the edges. Yeah, that's got a place of honor here in the Treehouse. Trouble is, I stand right in front of it. Sorry. Maybe I'll do the whole show from over here. You can still hear me, right? Yeah. That's all right.
A song, Bill, and invite the mysteries of love and language, of art and honesty. We know they're in there, they're just itching to get free. So write us a song, Bill, and invite the mysteries. Write us a song, Bill. Isn't that what you do? There's a lonesome guitar sitting right next to you. He's good for a few words, maybe a melody or two. So write us a song, Bill. Isn't that what you do? Write us a song, Bill, like you did when we were young, back when the best words were waiting to be sung, back when the people weren't feeling so outgunned. Well, write us a song, Bill, like you did when we were young. Write us a song, Bill, an upbeat little tune that'll stick to the eardrums as we move from room to room. Sweet inspiration, it cannot come too soon. So write us a song, Bill, an upbeat little tune. Write us a song, Bill. How hard can it be? Just use your brain, son, and your bachelor's degree. What was it good for? Can you explain that to me? Explain it in a song, Bill. How hard can it be? Write us a song, Bill. We're running out of sun. This party's dying. We need to start another one. We need to strategize on what is to be done. So write us a song, Bill. We're running out of sun. You wrote us a song, Bill. Thank the mysteries of love and language and generosity. We knew you were in there, just itching to get free. You wrote us a song, Bill. Thank the mysteries, thank the mysteries, thank the mysteries.
Indeed, indeed. Thank the mysteries, yeah. I'm hoping that the mystery will revisit sometime soon. I might write something, yeah. Been writing a lot of poetry. But you know, it might have something to do with what's going on out here. Just gotta check and make sure it's. Sorry. What's that noise? I seem to remember that noise from. It's the hand, ladies and gentlemen. The hand is here too. The hand came back. The hand is. Hello, hand. You smell lovely, hand. Thank you. The hand came back too. The hand is here with us. Janine Boggs is in the house. Hello, Janine. Hello. Tim and Demetria are in the house. Scott and Rhonda are in the house. Frank Vernon's in the house. Hey, Frank. Holly Tuttle and Kim Nelson are in the house. Jeff Steve is in the house. Rochelle Hamill is in the house. Lori Trout on her way to work. Cindy Snyder, I see her right there. Katrina Knight, Kathy and Loris. Yes, indeed. Who else I see? I see Jeff Steve. I see Linda Rosales. Chrissy Chesmore. Lori Trout. Happy Friday. Wait a minute. Happy Friday. Is it your Friday? Is it your Friday, Lori? She might be her Friday. Thanks everybody for coming back and for remembering stuff. The real test is coming up after tonight because we're not back here again until July the 6th. Yeah, I've decided to stick with my plan at least for the summertime because, you know, the hands are, you know, that hand, of course, is working perfectly, as always. But these, they're still giving me a little trouble. Cam and Pete!
Oh, that's good, Joe. That is good, Joe.
Thanks, Ma. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Timitra are in the house. I don't know if we got any Medhowians. We got any Medhowians? I don't know. It's pretty warm over there. Rick Lewis and his contingent, you know, it was like 93 over there today. Yeah. Well, they might be, if they might be down in the river, soaking in the river. Portland, Oregon, Gary Schulstad. I salute you, sir. Have not heard from Joe and Kat, but hey, if anybody hears from them, tell them I remembered them. Now, I think Lori Trout is actually here, so she will actually see. Maybe she's seen it before, but a lot of times I don't quite know if she's in the house when I offer my my toast, the Lori Trout honorarium. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. Yeah. It's not Jägermeister. Just want to be clear on that. And for a chaser, as usual, Janine Boggs is here for the chaser. And now, Janine, I don't want you to be offended by the fact that I'm using you for a chaser. I don't mean anything by it. It's just a necessary part of the entire situation. Then we got Val Sanford to chase the chaser. Val Sanford's down there in Portland too. And in case I start apologizing, please, I probably will apologize. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. I think I'm back to normal. How did that happen? I don't know. How did it happen? I don't know. Haven't seen Mark Kenny check in yet. That's okay. It's summertime. It's summertime. Summertime.
You arrived in 74, so disillusioned. You fought your little private war, all in seclusion. By the light of an August moon, through a cabin window, you finally escaped yourself and felt the wind blow through. Welcome to the wild life. Welcome to the wild life. Never could describe it well, that transformation. There was a coyote out there and an invitation to let a big shout come out, clean off a lot of gun grease, those frayed and dusty ropes, followed by the pops of peace. Welcome to the wild life. Welcome. Welcome to the wild life. Some things will just spring right up, some need to be planted. Some roots, they go down so deep we take them for granted. We thought that we knew you well, thought we had you pegged, so imagine our surprise when you started to do-si-do. You became a ladies' man, stayed up for the last call, started calling you Dapper Dan down at the dance hall. Your eyes had a glow so bright, no one would dare to guess they could find a wild life in the middle of such a mess. Welcome to the wild life. Welcome. Welcome to the wild life. Welcome.
That's a Medhow Valley song there. That was written for a guy I knew up there who came up to me after a gig one night and said, "Bill, you ought to write a song about me." And I said, "Okay." But I didn't know him very well. The hand is back. The hand. Come on in here. Hello, hand. I'm glad you came back. Thank you for coming back. The hand came back. We're okay. All right. I have a message from my sister. Your maternal unit and a familial unit are here. Familial or familiar? Either one, I think, applies. I mean, it's Mug and Mom are in the house. Mug and Mom are in the house. I could use this tuner over here. And that worked pretty good. It's pretty slick. I'll have to do that again sometime. So anyway, what was I going to say? That's some very important stuff to talk about. Because, a lot's been happening since we last talked. Well, what has been happening? And it's been happening to you guys too, right? Things are starting to... Are we re-emerging a little bit? Seems to be happening. I hugged some people this week. My friend Alan Hicks came over and saw me last weekend. We hugged. It was great. We hung out. We drank coffee. He came up here. He was in this room. Yeah, with me, unmasked. That was cool. And then I saw my sister. I saw my mom. I hugged them. Hugged the heck out of them. Saw my friend Tim Schweiger. Hugged the heck out of that guy. Yeah, I thought I was going to break him, He's lost a lot of weight, so, But he's good. He feels great. He feels great. And who else have I hugged recently? Well, I hugged the hand several times. That was good. My daughter Alice. Got to hug my daughter Alice. Got to hug my other daughter Amelia. Yeah. My bonus daughter. I've thought about stopping people on the street and saying, "How you doing? How about a hug?" You see those people giving out free hugs places, I thought there ought to be those kind of stands should be springing up everywhere, Free hugs! Free hugs to celebrate the reemergence. Anyway, hopefully it'll continue. Hopefully it will continue. Otherwise, the treehouse will have to come back. Have to be a weekly thing again. Yeah. But I think the time in between should be spent out there. Out on the other side of those blinds that are holding the sun at bay. And I hope by the fall, I hope to be playing out in the real world again. Now, people are starting to do that already, but with the summertime weather and the things and stuff, I mean, if Cam and Pete from the C&P Coffee Company called me up and they said, "Bill, I want you to start doing that first Thursday of the month thing up at the C&P again," I'll say, "Okay." And I'll just do it no matter what kind of shape I'm in. Or if the people at the Couth Buzzard wanted me to do something, I'd say, "Okay, let me bring some of my friends in case I'm not, feeling great, then." Yeah, I was trying to think the other day, could we fit two people in here? I almost think we could. Who knows, someday. Who knows how the treehouse could morph? Should I stop talking now? Should I start playing music again? So when I talk more in between songs is because it gives my hands a chance to kind of recover. That's where I'm at. So thank you for your understanding, and please. Thanks, Cindy. That was a genius move on her part, I thought. Yeah. Genius move.
When it's uphill all the way you go, when you swallow another pill you go, with a kick drum inside your head you go, when the only safe people are dead you go. Insanity's a weapon of the modern urban night. Check the dude with the paper shoes. If he don't look at you right, then you better go. You better go, you better go. With your drive-through mentality you go. When image is your specialty you go. When you work through the setting sun you go. When you just can't smile at another one you go. Yes you go. Insanity's a weapon for the modern urban night. If you can't find a face that fits, then you better stay out of sight. But just go. You can always go. You better go. You better go. you're tapped by the empty eyes, you go. But when all you got to give is lie, you go, 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 go. Insanity's a weapon for the modern urban night. They're lining up just to knock you down. If you can't put up a fight, then you better go. You better go. You better go, 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 go. You better go, 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 go. Insanity's a weapon for the modern urban night. If you can't find a face that fits, then you better stay out of sight. Just go. You better go, yeah. You better go now. You better
Yeah. Craziness. Whee. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Joseph is here. Joe Webb is here. Cool. Joe and Cat. Cindy Clark's in the house. Cindy Snyder's in the house. I've already used it a couple of times, Cindy. Yeah, I know. Not supposed to. Lots of applause. Thank you, Cindy. So yeah, the hands have minds of their own this time of year. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? I don't know. What are you gonna do about it? I don't know. We got the Les Paul marching powder. Gonna need it on this one. Now this one could be tricky. But I don't want it to be tricky. I want it to be as good as ever. Oh, I also wanted to say that I'm going to be getting a haircut tomorrow. Yeah, it's just too warm under all this. Now, you have to understand that, this has been going on. It's been going on for, I got my last haircut in May of 2020. You have to understand that this is fine if it was the dead of winter. In fact, the dead of winter might be a good idea to bring it back for the dead of winter. Trouble is, I'd have to start growing it about now. My hair doesn't grow that fast, is the thing. So yeah, getting a haircut tomorrow. Oh goodness, that's extreme. What are you gonna do? Sorry. Why am I apologizing? I need it. Was that too much hair? Was that too much information? Too much hair, Bill. TMH. Okay.
Before I looked it in the eye, before the numbers got so high, before I found a better place, before the map became my face. Because I can't be who I've been, because of the muses on the wind, because of books I cannot shut, because the road becomes the rut. Now there's trees to try and keep. Now there's kids who need our sleep. Now the acres are untamed. Now so much remains unchanged. Before I looked it in the eye, there you go. That's called the eye. The eye. Yo, people. Yo, people. You know what that means? You put down the guitar. That must mean it's time for poetry break. Poetry break. Poetry break. Poetry break. That's right, friends. Poetry break. Poetry break time. Where's the stump? It's right where I left it. It's right where I left it. Yeah, there you go. There you go, people. Now, before we proceed with the poetry break, I wanted to say thank you to my friend Sally Green's here. Hi, Sally. Ann Lander Holmberg is in the house. Cousin Annie. Hello, Cousin Annie. Cool. I wanted to thank my friend Bill Willem for, he's been inspiring me for many, many years. He was my first English professor when I went to college, even though he was about, I think, 4 years older than me. Yeah. I took Writing 1 from him way back in, would have been the fall of 1977. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Anyway, Bill has been teaching a select group of Whitworth alums about the literary genre of comedy. And one of the things that he's been doing is he's been sharing a lot of poetry from anthologies. Now, I've been a purist for all these years, you know. Yeah, you had anthologies when you were in college, and yeah, we all worked out of anthologies, and yeah, it's very fine and good. But, you know, you find somebody in an anthology that you like, you go and buy their books, right? Well, for the last year or so, I've been starting to get the idea that, you know, anthologies are not a bad thing. Anthologies are actually kind of a great thing because they're organized in interesting ways. Now, of course, we remember this anthology, Together in Sudden Strangeness, which was a America's Poets Respond to the Pandemic. I've read some poems from that, and I also wanted to mention another anthology that I read from recently, which was a gift from my friends Kelly Murphy and Mary Lenz, the Poetry of Impermanence, Mindfulness, and Joy. And then Bill was talking, he was reading from another anthology this last weekend or the weekend before, and I went and ordered it. It's called Staying Alive. Yeah. Real Poems for Unreal Times. And it's great. The thing that is about anthologies is that they're organized around themes. So you get a whole different
you get a variety of different poets writing around a theme. So I just wanted to say thanks to Bill. And I will be reading from those anthologies in upcoming shows at some point. Yes. Thank you, Bill Woolham. But tonight, I've been captivated this week and in previous weeks by the poems of Jane Kenyon. And here's my connection to Jane Kenyon comes via Donald Hall, who she was married to. They're both no longer with us now. But Jane Kenyon and Donald Hall were married, and they were writers together. In different rooms of the house, they would write their poems, and then they would read them to each other, and they would help each other with their poems and stuff like that. And I've read tons of poems by Donald Hall and essays by Donald Hall's, and I've gone to a couple of Donald Hall readings, and I've heard him talk about his wife Jane and how they work together and stuff like that. But I've only read a few Jane Kenyon poems out of anthologies or out of American Poetry Review or some other little magazine, or heard Donald Hall read her poetry after she had passed, which he did there for quite a while. He was reading, there would be one section of his reading where he would read from Jane Kenyon's poems in his readings. But I hadn't bought the book, and I spotted the collected poems of Jane Kenyon the other day, and I thought, I should read this. Now, I read from Donald Hall's book, Kicking the Leaves, some months ago here in the treehouse, and I started reading at the beginning of Jane Kenyon's collected poems, and here's all the poems of her side of the story around the same period of time when they had first moved from Ann Arbor to the family farm, Eagle Pond Farm in New Hampshire. So I thought, I'm just going to read some of these first poems where she's commenting on some of the same things that Donald Hall had written about forever, because this was his ancestral home. But here she was, the wife of the guy going back to his ancestral home, and she's writing powerful poems of her own all the way through. And I'm like, I'm going to love this book all the way through, because it's like a husband and wife team. And I'd only heard one side of the story all this time. Yeah. I'm slow sometimes. So I'm going to start just from the first section. I'm just going to read the first section of the first collection that's collected in her collected poems. Her first book was called From Room to Room, came out in 1978. Kicking the Leaves came out in 1977, right? So these poems were written while Donald Hall was writing Kicking the Leaves. Leaving town. It was late August when we left. I gave away my plants, all but a few. The huge van, idling at the curb all morning, was suddenly gone. We got into the car. Friends handed us cats through half-closed windows. We backed out onto the street, the trailer behind, dumb and stubborn. We talked little, listening to a Tiger's double-header on the car radio. Dust and cat hair floated in the light. I ate a cheese sandwich I didn't want. During the second game, the signal faded until it was too faint to hear. I felt like a hand without an arm. We drove all night and part of the next morning. From Room to Room. Here in this house, among photographs of your ancestors, their hymn books and old shoes, I move from room to room, a little dazed, like the fly. I watch it bump against each window. I am clumsy here, thrusting slabs of maple into the stove. Out of my body for a while, weightless in space, sometimes the wind against the clapboard sounds like a car driving up to the house. My people are not here, my mother and father, my brother. I talk to the cats about weather. Blessed be the tie that binds, we sing in the church down the road. And how does it go from there? The tie, the tether, the hose carrying oxygen to the astronaut, turning outside the hatch, taking a look around. I've missed this. Here. You always belonged here. You were theirs, certain as rock. I'm the one who worries if I fit in with the furniture and the landscape. But I follow too much the devices and desires of my own heart. Already the curves in the road are familiar to me, and the mountain in all kinds of light, treating all people the same. And when I come over the hill, I see the house with its generous and firm proportions, smoke rising gaily from the chimney. I feel my life start up again, like a cutting when it grows the first pale and tentative root hair in a glass of water. 2 days alone. You are not here. I keep the fire going, though it isn't cold, feeding the stove animal. I read the evening paper with 5 generations looking over my shoulder. In the woodshed, darkness is all around and inside me. The only sound I hear is my own breathing. Maybe I don't belong here. Nothing tells me that I don't. The cold. I don't know why it made me happy to see the pond ice over in a day, turning first hazy, then white, or why I was glad when the thermometer read 24 below, and I came back to bed, the pillows cold, as if I had not been there 2 minutes before. I'm going to read that one again. The cold. I don't know why it made me happy to see the pond ice over in a day, turning first hazy, then white, or why I was glad when the thermometer read 24 below, and I came back to bed, the pillows cold, as if I had not been there 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes before. I read it better the first time. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. I've been reading these aloud to myself all week, but it's different, you know. Yeah, it's different. This morning, the barn bears the weight of the first heavy snow without complaint. White breath of cows rises in the tie-up. A man wearing a frayed winter jacket reaches for his milking stool in the dark. The cows have gone into the ground, and the man, his wife beside him now. A nuthatch drops to the ground, feeding on sunflower seeds and bits of bread I scattered on the snow. The cats doze near the stove. They lift their heads as the plow goes down the road, making the house tremble as it passes. The thimble. I found a silver thimble on the hummousy floor of the woodshed, neither large nor small, the open end bent oval by the wood's weight, or because the woman who wore it shaped it to her finger. Its decorative border of leaves, graceful and regular, like the edge of a canthus on the tin ceiling at church, repeating itself over our heads while we speak in unison, words the wearer must have spoken. I'm going to read that one again too. The thimble. I have a hard time saying thimble. I found a silver thimble on the hummousy floor of the woodshed, neither large nor small, the open end bent oval by the wood's weight, or because the woman who wore it shaped it to her finger. Its decorative border of leaves, graceful and regular, like the edge of a canthus on the tin ceiling at church, repeating itself over our heads while we speak in unison, words the wearer must have spoken. Yeah. Changes. The cast iron kitchen range grows rust like fur in the cold barn. Oh, we still keep animals, cats, inside the house, while the last load of hay turns dusty on the barn floor. Gazing at us from parlor walls, the gallery of ancestors must think we're foolish, like Charlie Dolby, who used to chase cars and bicycles, howling, waving his arms in the air. Finding a long gray hair. I scrubbed the long floorboards in the kitchen, repeating the motions of other women who have lived in this house. And when I find a long gray hair floating in the pail, I feel my life added to theirs. This is called Hanging Pictures in Nanny's Room. When people reminisce about her, they say how cross she was. I saw a photograph of her down in the parlor, her jaw like a piece of granite. You'd have to plow around it. But look at this. Huge garlands of pink roses on the sunny walls. A border near the ceiling undulates like the dancer's arms in Matisse's painting. I put up a poster of Mary Cassatt's Woman Bathing. No doubt Nanny bent here summer mornings, her dress down to her waist, water dripping through her fingers into the china bowl. In the drawer of the dresser I found a mouse nest with its small hoard of seeds. But I also found a pincushion, many colored squares of silk sewn together and then embroidered. Nanny taught the girls in the family how to do fancy work, and if the stitches weren't good enough, you had to take them out and start over. And if people weren't good enough, if your husband who worked on the railroad was a philanderer, well, you could move back to the house where you were born. You could go up to your room and rock a while and read from the scriptures, or snip from the newspaper the latest episode of Pollyanna or The Glad Book. You pasted the clippings into an outdated report on agriculture, a big book, well bound. The story could go on for a long time. And when your sister's girls came upstairs to visit their fierce aunt, you would read aloud. Miss Polly Harrington entered her kitchen hurriedly this June morning. Miss Polly did not usually make hurried movements. She specially prided herself in her repose of manner. Yeah. A couple more here. In several colors. Every morning, cup of coffee in hand, I look out at the mountain. Ordinarily it's blue, but today it's the color of an eggplant. And the sky turns from gray to pale apricot as the sun rolls up Main Street in Andover. I study the cat's face and find a trace of white around each eye, as if he made himself up today for a part in the opera. And the clothespin. How much better it is to carry wood to the fire than to moan about your life. How much better to throw the garbage onto the compost or to pin the clean sheet on the line with a gray-brown wooden clothespin. I'm going to read that one again, too. The clothespin. How much better it is to carry wood to the fire than to moan about your life. How much better to throw the garbage onto the compost or to pin the clean sheet on the line with a gray-brown wooden clothespin. Jane Kenyon, from her collected poems. Ah, yes. Yes, friends, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, my energy is not perfect. My energy is a little I was pretty nervous tonight, I have to tell you. Yeah, I was nervous. It's like, what if the hands don't want to work at all tonight? You know, they're kind of temperamental. What if they don't want to work at all? But then all you people showed up. Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Oh, my goodness. Then all you people showed up, and what do you know? I can still play a little bit. I can still play a little bit. I can still play a little bit more.
You mean that you need security. I think you mean that you can't decide. I think you mean that you might be stopping here. I think you wonder how much of it lies. And while you're standing by, I know between your tongue and your eyes, oh, you don't wanna go. I think you mean you can't cut the company. I think you mean you can't cut the cane. I think you mean you can't make the rendezvous. I think you mean you're erasing my name. And while you're standing by, I know between your tongue and your eyes, oh, you don't wanna go. You don't wanna go. No, babe, I didn't take your money to fly out of this padded daylight. I got enough here to last till Christmas. It's for the two of us, for the two of us. I thought you meant your options were unlimited. I thought you meant your mirror wouldn't shatter. Who would have thought you'd turn up spouting rhetoric? Who would have thought that it mattered? And while I'm standing by, you know, in the back of my mind, oh, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go.
Johnny Seeks Treatment, that's called. That's right, friends. Johnny Seeks Treatment. From the album Gravity. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how it works. Or doesn't. Some of it does. Let's try this one.
Where is the sun? I've been searching all day. Down an intricate network of roads where he's likely to stray. Where it's spoken in eyes and printed in skin. the infinite network of cells that connects me to him. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Is he driving away? With a claw at the tip of his tongue, so there's nothing to say. With a heart full of hands that are aching for touch, and a head full of innocent fears about feeling too much. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? I guess everyone knows the pull between a man and a boy, how it swells as he grows, and the pivotal scene. They let go of the rope. All the words and the plans are released, leaving only the hope. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Where is the sun? He's still living in me, with pages of unanswered questions he no longer sees. So he passes them on without thinking of cost, in the hope that the echoes of blood will replace what is lost. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Here is the sun. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Here is the sun. Here is the sun.
That's called Father's Day. I haven't hugged my son in a long time. Too long. Too long. He's up there in the Methow where it was 93 degrees today. Oh well. Hey kids! Gather around the old ICU2 TV set. Boy, have we got some birthdays to talk about today. We got a month's worth. A month's worth. We're not going to be back here till July the 6th. We got some birthdays to cover, so buckle up. Buckle up, people. Here we go. Starting right here today, June 1st, Andy Spagnese, my old friend from First Student, is celebrating her birthday right here, right now today. As is Jerry Bonner, who I believe when I was a child was Jerry Barrett. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Jerry Bonner, regardless, is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Jerry. Happy birthday to Andy. Tomorrow, Michael Chase is having a birthday tomorrow on the 2nd. June 3rd, now we're going by days now. Miro Juggum, my old friend from Grumpy D's and other places, is having a birthday on the 3rd, as is Michael Fitzpatrick. Yes, Michael Fitzpatrick. Pam remembers him, as is Mela Bredow out on Vashon Island, and Mr. Ed Beeson, late of the Backstage in Ballard, is celebrating a birthday on June the 3rd. On June the 4th, my old friend from up in the Met How, Gudrun Bruneau, is celebrating her birthday on June the 4th. Happy birthday, Gudrun. Also, David Alger, the guy who performed the ceremony between me and the hand. Yeah, down there at the Antique Sandwich Company. Down there. Right over there. And having his birthday on the 4th, as is Noah Ashford, another friend from up in the Met How, son of Deputy Don. On June the 5th, Mr. Tim Strand is having his birthday. Tim Strand, who I've not seen in way too long, I owe him a hug too. Sam Wise is having a birthday on June the 5th. I owe Sam Wise a hug too. I haven't hugged her in too long. Alice Demisile is having a birthday on June 5th as well. June 6th, Mr. Dale Fanning, former drummer for Tough Mama and Zero Tolerance and cool other bands like that. Living Daylights, yeah. Dale Fanning, great drummer. Wes Waddell is also having a birthday on the 6th. Happy birthday to Wes. On the 7th, old Victory Music guy Andy Blythe is having his birthday on June the 7th. On the 8th, Kathy Goldberg from up in the Methow Valley is having her birthday. June the 11th, Alan Sobel is having his birthday. You see, I got multiple pages here. That's June the 11th. On June the 12th, Jay Pinto, late of Banana Fish. Anybody remember the group Banana Fish? Jay is a regular up at the Black Dog Arts Cafe in Snoqualmie and a wonderful musician and human being. On the 14th of June, we got several. We got Finn Livingston, who's sometimes an attendee here in the Treehouse. Finn is having his birthday on the 14th. Mike Dumovich, great blues player of Victory Music fame, one of the originators of the Victory Music open mic, is having his birthday on the 14th. John Whelan is having his birthday on the 14th, and Bradley Scott, who lives over in Wenatchee and was the drummer on the album The Water Dance, is having his birthday on June the 14th. June the 15th, an old friend of mine, Amy Jolie, is having her birthday June 15th. Happy birthday, Amy. As is legendary Seattle blues artist Alice Stewart, having her birthday on June the 15th. On June the 16th, Libby Graham from Grumpy D's is having her birthday on the 16th, as is Liana White. Happy birthday, Liana. We got late-breaking birthdays coming in, courtesy of the hand. Wait a minute. You can't just wander in here and then just sneak off. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Late-breaking news from the hand. Ralphie Hannah Higgins is 1 year old on June the 17th. Wow, the timing was perfect on that. Right after Liana White and before Country Dave Harmonson, whose birthday is on June the 18th. Boy, she slid that in there just in time. See, the hand, she's impeccable in all these kinds of ways. Thank you for that. That's got to go on the calendar. Yeah, for future reference. So, okay, we got Ralphie Hannah Higgins, 1 year old on June 17th. Dave Harmonson, Country Dave Harmonson on the 18th. Steve Peterson, another local great guitar player, singer, songwriter, musician, having his birthday on the 19th. June 20th, one of my relatives, Julie Powell, Julie Boggs, is having her birthday on the 20th, I believe. That's the word on the street. As is another relative of mine, my step-brother-in-law, Tim LaRue, is having his birthday on June the 20th, as is another friend of Diane's and mine, Mike Polger, is having his birthday on June the 20th. Happy birthday to Mike. June 21st, Maria Swiger, relative of Tamitra, one of the daughters of the Tamitra people. Yes, having her birthday on the 21st, as is a regular here in the Treehouse, Jamie Turner, having her birthday on the 21st of June. Happy birthday, Jamie. Kathy Lynn Davis also having her birthday on the 21st, as is Phil Hansen, having his birthday on the 21st. On the 23rd of June, Mr. Andy Cope, my own personal nephew, is having his birthday on June the 23rd. Where did page 3 go? Oh, there's page 3. Sorry. On June the 25th, a couple of friends, great musicians from up in the Methow Valley, Mr. Wayne Mendrow is having his birthday on the 25th, as is Mr. Rudy Shade, having his birthday on the 25th of June. On the 26th, Arnie Adler of Uncle Bonsai is having her birthday on June 26th, as is Mr. Brian Booth, another great musician from our area, having birthday on the 26th. Happy birthday to Arnie and Brian. You with me still? On June 30th, Mr. Percy Hilo, who has been here in the treehouse, is having his birthday on June 30th, as is another first student friend of mine, Martha Money, having her birthday on June 30th. On July the 1st, see, we're going to meet here again on the 6th, so I got to do the beginning of July. July 1st, Kathy Fernald, wife of Crazy Dave Fernald, yes, is having her birthday on July the 1st, as is another first student buddy, Judy Hungerford. July the 2nd, Kathy Hogg from first student is having her birthday on July the 2nd. On July the 4th, Will Peoples, another old Victory Music guy, is having his birthday on the 4th of July. On the 5th of July, the day before we meet again, Mr. Dale Blindheim is having his birthday on July the 5th. An old Victory Music buddy and the chronicler of many things for many years in and around Victory Music and around my life and other people's lives, Diane's life. That's the July the 5th. Also on July the 5th, Mr. Rick Carroll, who is an amazing photographer, took all the photographs of me for the album Night Sky. Yeah, my most recent album. So happy birthday to Dale and to Rick on July the 5th. We'll be back here on the 6th, and we'll take it from there. Whew. It's a little bit more of a chore when it's a whole month's worth. Yeah. Now, if I've left any out, or if you've got people coming that are between July the 6th and August the whatever, the 3rd, I think it is. I don't know. I think it's August 3rd, I think, is when the next one will be after the July one. Anybody you want me to wish happy birthday to that I might not see, I might not find out about, I don't have the intelligence, hit me up. Just message me or something, in between shows. Don't do it in the comments tonight or I might miss it. That's, when you're watching the replay on Facebook, and, God bless Facebook, is sometimes not all the comments are even visible. I find some, 2 or 3 days later, and but you got to start at the beginning again to get there. Anyway, hey, you know what? I just realized something. Excuse me. I just realized something. Better late than never, right? Did it get dark in here just then? It seems to have gotten dark in here, but it'll probably come back. It usually does. That's not going to help. Alrighty, I got one more in my tank for you tonight. So thanks everybody for coming back. As I said, July the 6th will be the next one. And there could be something special could happen in between now and July the 6th. So check out the page every once in a while. I will send out notifications. There's been some scuttlebutt about some special events and stuff like that. So, but I will let you know, hopefully in plenty of time, if something's coming, okay? Something that's not on the regular schedule. So we're going to have to put these on our calendars, right? It's the first Tuesday of the month. So July the 6th, August the 3rd, September the somethingth. The somethingth of September will be here too. Yeah. In the meantime,
all my neuroses are shining at 35. Must be some chemical thing. Still adjusting to the fact that I'm still alive. That number sure got a ring. Wide road, wide turns, lined by senses and feels. Turn now, turn back, aren't those your hands on the wheel? My mother still smokes the same brand of cigarettes she did when I was in school. And And yeah, she still looks good when she's holding one. She's not too old to be cool. I guess I do dwell a lot on longevity. My father died premature. Right now my daughter's out there dancing to Graceland. Her movements seem so secure. Wide road, wide turns, lined by fences and fields. Turn now, turn back, aren't those your hands on the wheel? Yeah. My friends are starting to use words like midlife. That scares the shit out of me. It's also frightening that a quarter of my time was spent in front of the TV. I guess I figured on a little more wisdom and fewer shots to the heart. We'd have this good green world back together now. Why is it still breaking apart? Wide road, wide turns, lined by fences and fields. Turn now, turn back, aren't those your hands on the wheel? Yeah. Wide road, wide turns, lined by fences and fields. Turn now, turn back, aren't those your hands on the wheel?
As you can tell, that song had some years on it. Hold on. I thought that might help. Okay. Well, folks, got to tell you. Oh, there it is. It's been fun. It's been great. Sorry I'm not at 100%, but I think maybe about 77% or something like that. I'll take that. I'll run with it. And I'll come back with it on July the 6th. I hope some of you folks will come back too. And tell your friends, share this to your page if you like it, and that way all your friends will see it too, and then maybe they'll show up. And if you think about it, that PayPal link and that Venmo link, I'm saving money for the next recording, so keep that in mind as well. And like I said, keep your eyes here, because some special events could be in the works. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to be, generative about getting some other stuff going on. So I will let you know. All right. In the meantime, thank you again for keeping me going. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. Thanks. See you in a few weeks. Bye-bye.